Yeah, what's up guys? Rago from Kite. So today I'm gonna do a follow-up video on one that I did last fall about choosing a wetsuit for colder climates. And we just rolled into Hatteras. It's actually a little brisk here. You can see it's kind of cold and rainy. I think it's in the 50s. We've had some 70-degree weeks, but we just spent the whole winter in Florida, and we had a range from anything from like the 50s in their winter all the way to like the 90s. And obviously there's a very different mindset to how you want to choose your wetsuits, what you're using when you live somewhere that's a bit warmer most of the year and never really gets cold. And just gonna share our experience there and what I think might be a good option for picking out if you're gonna do just one suit, or if you're going to do like a quiver of wetsuits for the varying temperatures that you might experience, and how to save some money on that as well if you want to be budget minded. So somewhere like Central Florida, for example, surprisingly can get pretty cold in the winter. You would think that somewhere like that would be super warm all the time, but apparently there is something as Florida cold. When it's damp in like 50 degrees, I swear it almost feels colder than Lake Michigan when I go out and it's like 35 degrees but dry or something like that. I have no idea what it is, but man, you get acclimated or something, but you get so cold on those days. And what I noticed on the beach is a lot of the guys down there, you see a lot of like 4.3 seems to actually still be the thickest suit that a lot of people are using. I even had a buddy who was rocking a 3.2. For me personally, on those days when it was like pushing the low 50s, I like to wear my 5.4. I just could not stand being cold. You would think, being from Michigan, having ridden in the ice, being used to 30-degree water and all that, you'd think I wouldn't care. And initially, yeah, coming down, I was like, whatever, I'm gonna rock my boardies. But like a month in, man, yeah, a 5.4, a flexible modern 5.4 was a good call down there. But as it started to get warmer, kind of like around late winter there, I guess the temperatures were varying from like the 60s to the 70s and things like that. This is where obviously like just having a good 3 mil shorty wetsuit is a prime choice for a place like this. So that's gonna keep you warm most of the year, and I think that's really almost a necessity. So if you're somebody who's prone to getting a bit colder, you could like opt for like a 3.2, and then when it comes to deciding like on a quiver of suits, like obviously on the hottest days, we're just going out in rash guards. Like I'm just wearing something to try to keep the sun off of me. If you don't like being cold, like a Neo top is a really good choice. And when it comes to budgeting, I guess if I were gonna spend a winter somewhere warm, I would probably just get like a Neo top for those days where there's a little nip in the air. And then I would rock like a 3.2 shorty most of the year with the long sleeves and the short legs. And I found that actually kept me warm most days in Florida. So when you don't get that Florida cold and you're not freezing, a 3.2 shorty works really, really well. And that's like, I mean, if you're on a budget, I mean, maybe do like the 3.2 shorty and just skip those days where you might need the 4.3 or the 5.4 or something like that. And you could get by most days with that if you were trying to save money. If you were somebody who had an unlimited budget and you really wanted to get out there in all the conditions, I think a 4.3 or even that 5.4, if you're somebody who hates being cold, one of those two suits would be just fine for the really cold days. And then add like the Neo top for when it's like just a little bit brisk out, and you would be set. Those Neo tops actually make a huge difference on the water. I had a few days out there where it was like maybe like 69 degrees out, 70 degrees out. The water was, you know, warm but not like brisk, but not super warm. And I was surprised how warm like a good 2 mil top actually kept me. 3 mil top, whatever it was, got the job done with a pair of board shorts. So for me, I did find that I was wearing my 3 mil shorty quite a bit down there. But yeah, if you're somebody who's only gonna get one wetsuit, maybe it wouldn't be a terrible idea just to get like a higher end 3 mil suit. And I say higher end because they are warmer. They're stretchier, they're a little bit warmer. The cheaper ones, they tend to be just more rigid, and it's kind of funny, but a cheap 3mm suit is almost just as hard to put on as a high-end 5.4 suit that's flexible. A little bit of a stretch there, no pun intended, but you do get what you pay for out of wetsuits, and I do feel like it is a good investment to get something that has a good bit of flex to it and is going to keep you warm. So yeah, if I had to pick one suit, I guess I would have picked a 3mm full suit, actually, just because that would get you through some of the slightly colder days. It would still work on the days where maybe it was a bit brisk and you could survive. And then obviously, like, you could just go out on like a rash guard when like it finally gets warm. But if you have options and you don't mind spending a little bit more money, I think it's really nice to have the 3mm shorty, like a 4mm suit, and a neo top, and that's gonna get you by pretty far most of the year. And then if you're somebody who just cannot stand being cold, maybe don't do the 4, but do like the 3mm shorty or the 3mm full, and then pair that with like a 5.4, which I got a lot of weird looks on the beach wearing the 5.4, even in Hatteras actually. It was like, I think it was 55 degrees yesterday, and everybody was shivering in their 3.2 on the beach. And then they were all shocked to hear that I was wearing a 5.4, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm practically sweating on the beach and you're all shivering. I just got done riding for 2 hours and I'm toasty. You're cold. So your call on that one, if you want to be warm or cold or not. Yeah, I mean, modern 5.4 suits are great. I think they're super versatile. That's a suit that I use in Michigan. It's a suit that I use in Florida, and one that I like to use because I don't like to be cold. But it comes down to your threshold for cold and how you're feeling. And you can play with these ideas and kind of build your wetsuit quiver. But yeah, I mean, if you're trying to save money, 3.2 is gonna go reasonably far in a warm climate. You might be sweating some days, you might be a little bit cold other days, but that's the one suit that's gonna get you by. So if you guys have any questions, or if you guys wanna add anything, if you live somewhere warm and you wanna share what you do and how you build your quiver of wetsuits, or if you just have one, or you just trunk it all year long because you're hardcore, let us know in the comments. If you found the video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you next time.